stop. I got the sign, the rest of my life, standing back, standing stop. Who let the 301 home as the bullets in the chest to the young falling off, oh god. All the gas making you cough and the pistol when I drop. If your body in a pile, let it rot. Shield cells got a lot, what you move, you above, what you fade like a thought. Cold town, what a bang, what your life, what your dream. Never getting off the train, never drop another game. Yo, 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 yo. I got the sun, there's no light, standing back, standing stop. I got the sun, there's no light, standing back, standing stop. I got the sun, there's no light, standing back, standing stop. I got the sun, there's no light, standing back, standing stop.
What's going on, guys? Luke Shamonahe Brew coming at you guys from the Esports Arena Orange County Studios. It's Friday. It's time for some Final Circle with the one and only me. All right, well, if you're here probably because you're interested in Series E, and that's a great question because what is Series E, Luke? Thank you for asking. Series E is a professional open infrastructure that anybody can join. You at home, go ahead, go over to matcherino.com/ESA. Get yourself signed up for our Tuesday Open tournaments because anybody can literally register to compete against some of the best players from both North America and EU. And if you compete and you prove to have what it takes, you get signed by one of these amazing brands. Cheez-It, Pop-Tarts, Intel, Razer, ever heard of them? Incredible top brands that will pay you $750 a month to compete under their banner against other teams. Razer versus Intel, Pringles versus Cheez-Its. What else can you really ask for, guys? Now, again, like I mentioned, in order to get into the series, you got to play on Tuesdays. That's our open day. It happens every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. PST. But there's only 11 open slots, and that's really the banger here. You really got to be quick to sign up because there's a lot of teams looking for this opportunity, guys. So make sure, head over and sign up as soon as you can. Sign-ups are usually live on Wednesday during our Pro Night show. Speaking of Wednesday on our Pro Night show, 3 p.m. PST is when we're going live with that, and that's really where you get to see TSM, CLG, Team Liquid, etc. compete against these top Series E teams. So we're going to really see what if they have what it takes to get to that top of the top leaderboard and compete in brackets and lobbies similar to the ALGS. Like I mentioned, guys, Tuesday is our open day. So every single team you're going to be seeing here on the screen is someone who signed up through matcherino.com/ES and was able to grab one of those first 11 slots. you know, you see our normal teams that we see all the time. Teams like, you know, Flashpoint, Lonely Fans is a team that we've been seeing kind of pop up quite often. But we also had the debut of the Charlotte Phoenix coming in on our Tuesday open day. Let's take a look and see how they did.
Rapper did go down there, and so, you know, unfortunately for them, they're not going to be able to fight with him so far, as they have been split up now. There we go. Looks like they're going to lose out on one more. Kubsky going down, Protectful gone. Okay, it's the final 3v3, and Charlotte have made it this much easier now. They don't have to worry about their back, and it looks like just Pop-Tarts might have been playing a little bit too passively here, as they do have to back up as Stomps throws down that bubble a bit early here. And one goes down as Mercy falls, and now Pop-Tarts, they've got the 3v2. Bronzy's gonna be the next one to fall. He's got 1 HP, somehow still surviving. Team Pop-Tarts will take the win here in game number. Vino spots one behind that knock shield as well, trying his best to secure it. Matt Pickett will get thirsted off, and you're gonna have to let your teammate in soon. Going for the peek, trades out with Bambino. That doesn't do enough damage quite yet. Now he's getting peeked. He needs Crook here to help him out. Got the knock, and there it is. Keeping track of this squad, making their way around. Spots one out. Oh my god! Bam has no idea what hit him there. They've got the high ground angle, almost getting the one clip again. Will be able to finish off Holiday and Rakanishu. Soon, Pop-Tarts are not going to have any option. There's the bubble, and that's going to be the instant push coming out from Team Cheez-It here. They get the first knock onto Lucas. They get the next one onto Stomps. Here comes the flank, though. They come in for the third party, and they swat it down. Team Cheez-It and Rakanishu are racking up the points. They're taking game of that knock, so the rest should come through. Defensive bombardment going down as well. He has stepped out of his bubble, taking a lot of damage here. Getting shot up from behind. Nando goes down. He was one of the rats. We'll see how much longer Pride can survive for. Pride makes top 3 for his team at the very least, but Pringles now, it's Presley by himself. Pride secures second place for them as Pop-Tarts take another win here in game number 3.
Trying to get away from Charlotte Phoenix, but oh, here's Charlotte Phoenix putting on massive pressure onto this Octane team. Team Atlantis.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see if that Octane pad's gonna help. Oh, Mercy with a huge entry knock, and Charlotte Phoenix is gonna capitalize off that knock and wipe this team.
Yeah, Bronzy just hit almost everything with that Havoc. Sean gets sent flying. We'll just go ahead and slide on down. Scan has come out. Rakanishu does not have his Beast of the Hunt. Tries to peek that angle, but now it looks like they have given up the high ground as this squad as Team Cheez-It are pushing up. Joey Blackout taking a lot of damage, is basically out of the fight, popping that bat. Rakanishu is trying to hold his angle. Joey Blackout does go down. It's a 1-for-1 exchange as Team Rockstar here. We'll see Rakanishu. He's been coming up with some clutch plays, and he does. Peach goes down, and it's all up to Tech throughout all of this in a 2v1. There's the armor swap for Rakanishu, and it should be Team Cheez-It. Prodigy Aces falls. Rakanishu, does he have enough left in him? Tech versus Rack as he goes for the peak. Who ends up on top? Rockstar take
Team
it.
Rockstar take it as a lab rat almost, having him play Caustic, Bloodhound, Horizon. They got him playing everything, and we have Team Cheez-It get into a hard fight in sorting. You don't want to be doing this when you're the first place team. Arcia looks to be like they're backing up potentially. Maybe.
Yeah, Rockstar were able to finish off their fight. It looks like up against that squad right now. So with this, we do have Joey Blackout creating some space, allowing Prodigy Aces to just slide in for the res. And this team unable to punish it at all. Rakanishu is up, and Prodigy Aces will go ahead and use that gravity lift with the Eva 8 spam, gets the knock, and he's right on top of him here. Wants to finish him off, hits for flesh once again. Gibraltar on his final legs, trying to make his way on out. There we go, Pride actually found Disrupt. Hey, that's gonna be 3 points that they put on. Rat exterminated, and so yeah, he gets the additional +2 from 7 to 9 points, and then he gets that kill point. So that's gonna be 3 extra points. And Team Pringles, you know, this wasn't the most exciting end, but they take.
And there you guys have it. Incredible gameplay. The Charlotte Phoenix coming out hot in their debut, taking first place, and obviously leading right behind them. We got Team Cheez-It and the rest of the Series E teams. Obviously, we had a very left side of the leaderboard domination that day, but the Charlotte Phoenix really just knew it was their day to shine. It was their day to really show off the brand new partner. So congratulations, boys, on getting signed. We'll see you next week. And of course, all of our teams that compete on Tuesdays have their cumulative points added up into the free agent leaderboard for a potential slot in the next season of Series E. As you can see here on the screen, of course, Charlotte Phoenix is no longer a free agent, so we're probably going to have to get them off the board pretty soon. We got teams like Turtle Club and Lonely Fans leading just behind them and really looking to grab that slot for Season 3. And of course, Wednesday is our pro night, 3 p.m. PST. You have the best of the best from North America and EU. Of course, we had the ALGS this weekend, so we're missing a couple of our famous EU teams. We had some nice fills thanks to Hiarka and the boys. But either way, let's take a look at how Wednesday went, and we'll be right back.
Circle. Team Liquid and CLG are in the area to try and contest for it. But here it is. Team Intel are in a fight over here by launch. You got 6 throwing in that thermite. We do have some compositional changes as well. 6 picking up the Wraith for them. They've already got the first knock. Hyarka is the one that goes down. That's the challenge, and that's the Gibraltar out. Nades out on the other side. Metro has to be careful playing the edge of this. Door blocked by his own teammate, but it looks like it's going to be the 1v3 for Team Intel that finish this one off again. And so it should be third impact. The fully healthy squad here. The only
If
full
it goes down. Rockstar gets cleaned up. It's just Pringles and third impact.
Pringles and third impact. Pringles have the high ground set up, but Fury is forced up off of it there. Defensive bombardment has gone down, and he might have been his own teammates, and he falls. It's a 1-for-1 exchange, though, as Jazz does go down as well. Never mind, it's a 1v2. Third impact with the man advantage, pushing up, trying to get that thirst for the armor swap, but it's not going to be in time. Third impact. Defensive bombardment goes down right on top of them. Will they be able to back up safely? They use this expertly as well. As you can see, the Beast of the Hunt popping, and so Impulse has full vision over that right now, but Team Cheez-It do survive that onslaught, and here comes the full push on out. Aggressive bubble being used by Team Pop-Tarts right on top of Team Cheez-It. This is going to allow Flashpoint to come in for the third party. It's a 1-for-1 exchange, 2v2v3 right now, as Cheez-It lose out on one more. Flashpoint are the beneficiaries of all of this, and Flashpoint, the last one to push. Swing does some damage, but not enough quite yet. There we go. That's the kind of damage you're looking for. Now they are looking to commit onto this fight. They've opened it up as they have split up the squad as well. This fight is taking so long, son.
Yeah, with the rooftop with the bunch of windows, it's such a hard push for them, and it makes it so much easier for Liquid to hold it down because they have one way up there just to climb up.
Yeah, you can see where that bubble is. That's how you get up, and they get the knock on to Lifty, bringing this down to a 2v2. You're going to be able to heal up as well. The port is going to be used because the banner is just about to expire. He picks that one up. They do get out of this one, so it might be a full disengage from either side. See how hard they engage, and yep, you go in on that as he drops down instantly. He needs the help though, as he's dropped down low. Albert Laley in the 1v1 now as he's chasing after him, does a lot of damage, pulls out that triple take and gets the holding pattern. Defensive bombardment is going down. They back up. Flashpoint are full committing onto third impact, taking them out. We are now down to the top 2 squads. That's going to be the kill points, along with the 2 additional points going over to Flashpoint. But the length of this defensive bombardment is taking too long. TSM have not been able to re-engage on them quite yet, but Mini hasn't healed up as well. They're still playing off the fences for now. The scan comes out for Oi Senpai. Mini's the first one to fall. We said he had no armor. Oi Senpai will go down. Now it's all the Kupski. TSM bide their time, and they who have not made their way into Geyser yet. They have a squad beneath them, and looks like Nasky is going to try and flush them out. Nice arc star, does damage to that blue armor, and they get that armor check, and it's gonna be the full send now coming down now. Nasky makes the call, and he takes out 2 with the help of Dell. That's Flashpoint. What an amazing pickup, getting rid of them, who Flashpoint have had 2 good games in a row. 2 of those. Here's NPL though, they are committing onto TSM. TSM still inside as Refs is the one charging forward. He's kind of hopping like a frog up, and bam, Bino goes down, sniped down with the Volt, picks that one up. E-Boy Ronnie, though, has the back of Imperial Hell and tries to punish him right now, and here it is, Imperial Hell pushing up. Never mind. It's a 3-team affair, it looks like, as they get the knock, and yeah, NPL losing out on Ronnie. They will lose out on Putty in that one. Now, TSM are forced out of this one chokehold, pushing out now, trying to focus down one. They've lost out on Imperial Hell. Here's Reps, though, with the PK. This is the difference maker, but no, he goes down to the ring. No, it's going to be sniped down, bringing this down to a 1v1. Then TSM will be able to take the second game in a row. Right for Team Liquid to come in for the third party. Draco's getting the knock onto Bronzy now, as Mercy is full healthy. And Bambino falling now. Arcstar out, gets the connect, has to fall back from this one. And here comes Team Liquid with the full. They have at least 10 kill points in this game. At least 10 kill points in this game. Liquid have been able to recover. It's a 3v3v2, like I said. But a lot of utility has been used. Flanker used his ultimate. We had the Gibraltar ultimate going down as well. Now do Los Corritos have their cooldowns back? Are they going to have another Revenant push to use to try and finish off Team Liquid here?
Revenant does have his ult. Oh, he's gonna place it down.
He has his ultimate. They place it down. Do they have the jump pad? They already have one set up. They are pushing up, allowing a third impact. Go for a gold bag res. They are right on top of Liquid. It's the full send coming out from Los Corritos. They got the knock on two, and it's all up to Flanker once again as Los Corritos pick that one up. Two of them have been sent back. And now it's Zugzako trying to find one more knock here onto third impact. They are right on top of them. They have been cleared and they have been sent back. They can full heal, but they don't even worry about that. They're going right in as Jazz gets the one knock, but it's going to be all up to Los Corritos to finish it off finally in game number 5. He spots out one. NPL, though, in their fight up against Flashpoint. Never mind. They get the first knock, and it's not much of a fight at all whatsoever. Mini going down. Oi Senpai going down. And it's all up to Kupski. And we have another Revenant here, man. We have the EMP coming out, but it's a little bit early here. TSM are just going to be able to heal this one up. The bubble has gone down for TSM as they jump on in. Nox gas grenade used from them, cutting off that angle as Imperial Howl only taking damage to the ring so far. Pulls out that massive, doing decent damage. He is cracked, and it looks like TSM are on the verge of taking another win, but no, it gets taken away from them. It is going to be, it looks like Team Pop-Tarts to take the win.
No, it's
it's Team Rockstar that actually went out this one.
And there you have it, our Wednesday Pro Night win, exactly as you would probably expect. TSM coming in clutch at the very end, that final game, grabbing third place. What a huge game for them. Obviously, a little bit of a cluster. I don't really actually know what happened at the end of that game. I was even spectating it. I can tell you with confidence, nobody knew what was going on. Not the point, of course. Third Impact cruising in, grabbing second place, and Los Caritos, Hirka, and the boys cruising in and grabbing that third. And here we have our cumulative leaderboard for our Series E teams. This is Tuesday and Wednesday's points combined to really see who's leading the charge throughout the entire season. You guys really have to look at this leaderboard and know the top 4 teams, they get to keep that partnership, that sponsorship moving into the next season. So it's a really big deal to be in that red box, if you will. Of course, sitting on top right now, Team Pringles. I want to say they had a really, really strong lead in week 2. And now at the end of week 3, it's getting kind of slim. Team Pop-Tarts is on their heels. And remember, guys, Team Pop-Tarts, last place in Season 1. I love talking about that storyline with Farmer Lucas, bringing it back. Last place, and now all the way to second place at the end of season, or at the end of week 3. Big deal, of course. We got a couple, stragglers, if you will, also at that bottom of the leaderboard. I'm not going to lie, my pick for the season is Team Intel. My boys have not had a strong performance in these first couple of weeks. I want to say they had some strong days, maybe a couple strong games, so I definitely see it, but the consistency is not there. We see that with a lot of Series E teams, right? Because they have to get used to those open lobbies. It's an open lobby. Okay, we got to figure out, where we're landing, how we can take advantage of getting the most kill points in these open lobbies that are a little bit, lower skill level, if you will. But when you get into those pro lobbies, it's like, okay, we have to have our designated landing spot. If you don't, you're getting hit with 50-50s. And if you're 50-50, even if you're winning, 4 out of the 6 of them in the night or 5 out of the 6 of them, it's like still detrimental to your overall point score because you are spending that whole early game just in that 1 3v3 a lot of times. So never love those 50-50s, but you got to do what you got to do. Team Intel, we're coming back next week. Speaking of next week, in Series E, of course, I got to make my predictions for who I think is going to be on the top of the Series E leaderboard. And honestly, it's going to hurt me for a second here, but I'm going to have to give it to Team Pop-Tarts. Team Pop-Tarts has been playing out of their minds these last couple of weeks, and I really do imagine that regardless of Team Pringle's consistency, I really feel like Team Pop-Tarts is going to be able to grab that #1 slot at the end. But of course, that's enough about Series E. There is way more Apex Legends action going on. We have the Winter Circuit playoffs, literally this weekend, March 27th, 28th. Make sure you guys tune in, twitch.tv/play Apex. You guys got to watch it. It's going to be crazy. There's so many good teams, right? Of course, you have your regular teams that you would expect. You got your TSMs, your CLGs, your Team Liquids, your Sentinels, etc. Like, you know that they're going to be there. But there's a couple wild cards. Not only are teams like the Charlotte Phoenix making their debut again there, you have 2 Series E teams, full Series E rosters. You got Team Applejacks and Team Cheez-Its, a.k.a. Juice Night Out and Team Superior. Those guys are also going to be playing. And also a bunch of mismatch teams, right? You got Flashpoint, but Tech's playing on Flashpoint. You have Hills playing on a team. You got OMG Ronnie playing on another team with a different roster. All over the place, guys. Just names and players that you recognize, of course, from Season 1, Season 2 of Series E, continuing to make these new teams and prove that they have what it takes to make it to those playoffs in the ALGS. Just absolutely incredible. Huge gameplay from those guys. Love seeing it. But overall, I'm mad excited to watch this weekend. I'm sure you guys will see, you know, Tom T-Squared Taylor is going to be hanging out there, of course. That's why he's not here today. He's running nonstop scrims with the EA team to make sure that show is as good as it can be for you guys. So tune in, support Tom, support the ALGS. Should be super fun to watch. And we're obviously excited for it here at Esports Arena as well. But speaking of which, there is one new segment that we're adding to Final Circle, and I'm going to be passing it over to Spirits to tell you a little bit about it. Take it away.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything. Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack. Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen and I didn't listen. Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavor and barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
Thank you, Luke. Appreciate that because, hey, we got something special for you guys. We got something special. We got a special segment where we're going to be breaking down the rotational journey of Team Cheez-Its and the engagements that they had during week 3 of Series Z. And here we are, guys, in week number 3 for our open night, where we're going to be following Team Cheez-Its and their rotational path here in game number 1. They do land at Lava City, but looks like they ran into Team Pringles here at Tree. Let's see how the action panned out. And here we have Team Cheez-Its taking some cheeky shots here into the middle of Tree. Joey Blackout is actually able to pick up a nice little pick, and as well with Rakanishu into the portal, they actually take out Fury right before he gets out to his team. Look, one more player is actually already in the POI at Tree, gatekeeping out his team. So it looks like Prodigy Ace is going to go for a little wide flank here, get inside of the building while his team tries to still aggress to get some ground for his team. But here, Prodigy Aces getting into a little duel here where he's the only one actually fighting the last member. His teammates aren't having line of sight, so looks like he might go down here. Prodigy Aces gets out of the building, and Rakanishu comes in and is able to close out that kill for Team Cheez-It. After that last engagement, Team Cheez-It was able to rotate from tree to thermal, and in doing so, they actually ran into one of our open sign-up teams. Let's see how that panned out. And here we are back on board with Team Cheez-Its as we watch Prodigy Aces make his rotation here into the thermal station, picking up some big shots onto the Gibraltar, 135 coming out, catching this team completely off guard as the Wraith cues out and he completely leaves the Gibraltar to get finished off by Team Cheez-Its. That's going to be some free KP from Team Cheez-Its now. And here we have it, Team Cheez-Its actually making it into the end zone where they run into Charlotte Phoenix in thermal station for one final battle for game number 1. And here we have it, Team Cheez-Its pushing into the power position, Prodigy Aces and Rakanishu right up first, and it looks like Joey Blackout and Prodigy Aces get absolutely melted by Mercy here with the R99, and they ultimately get wiped out by the Charlotte Phoenix. And here we are with Team Cheez-Its for game number 2, where they land at Lava City and make the rotation into launch site where they run into another open team. Here we are with Team Cheez-Its making their push into launch site. They do have a team right above them. They do have the high ground, but Prodigy Aces is able to get a little cheeky massive shot, jump massive coming in. They're fully engaged. The bubble does come out from the enemy Gibraltar. There's only 2 members up on this team at this time. They're fairly able to knock this team out pretty quickly, but in doing so, we have a third-party team making their presence known, coming in, seeing if they can take advantage of the situation. Prodigy Aces actually gets knocked to absolute one-shot, picks up a white shield in the process, but Rakanishu and Joey Blackout are able to put up enough of a presence to zone off this team so they do not make their aggression. And the next engagement with Team Cheez-Its was in launch site as well, where they fought off against another open team. And here we are with Team Cheez-Its again, holding the POI that they just fought for. An opposing team is actually making their aggression up onto this POI, and they get absolutely bursted by 176 damage from Rakanishu with that R301. Unfortunately, the team is able to get the Gibraltar down in time to get the res, and the team is actually able to make it right underneath their POI. Now, during this time, the whole Team Cheez-It squad is just zoning off players, right? Everyone's just making their rotation. The zone is coming in at this time, and that's why players are scrambling to try to find a spot in this next zone. Now, in doing so, Prodigy Aces and Rakanishu and the boys make the call to make a full aggressive push on this team because they do not want to coexist with them. So let's see how this one pans out. Let's see how they, finish this team off. Little cheeky shots coming out. Reps like Rakanishu is able to get a knock, and it looks like the team's just right underneath him. Big damage from Rakanishu, another 100 plus. This man is absolutely cracked. This is the man to watch right here. Rakanishu not allowing anyone to coexist with him in his POI. And the last member just scrambling to stay alive. Caustic barrels going out to get him out. It looks like a nade is going to get prepped to make the last player not be able to get off that shield cell, and there it is. Rakanishu and the boys able to finish that one off as well. And here we have the final engagement for game number 2 in launch site, where we have Team Cheez-Its face off against Pop-Tarts and Lonely Fans in a 3-way final showdown. And here we are in a final in-game situation, 3v3v3 for Team Cheez-Its. Now, they do have one other team on the high ground that they're pretty much coexisting here with. Caustic Ult comes out from Joey Blackout, and they make their full aggression onto the high ground team. The team Pop-Tarts in return pops the defensive Gibraltar Bomb, but Rakanishu absolutely decimates the competition. Lonely Fans coming in from behind, and just Blight gets absolutely taken out by Rakanishu and the boys. And Team Cheez-Its wins game number 2. And here we are in game number 4 with Team Cheez-Its landing at Lava City as usual. As they make the rotation onto Treeside, they actually run into their first team, Team Pringles. Let's see how that one pans out for them. And here we are, Team Cheez-Its making their infiltration into this building into Tree. Now, with this initial damage from Prodigy Aces, 64 is actually be pretty good coming out. They do know that they have purple shields, and Rakanishu makes his way around to this entrance on this side door and finds the enemy horizon, able to get the first initial knock, finishing him off with a melee. Now, Joey Blackout gets a really nice nade here with his Caustic ulti to gas out the remaining 2 members, while Prodigy Aces just comes up here and just finesses these last two kids with a Peacekeeper, ultimately winning out Team Cheez-Its this team fight for game number 4. And here we have Team Cheez-Its making their rotation from tree into the thermal station, where they run into another open team and pick up some cheeky kills. And here we have Team Cheez-Its picking off some players here. They're actually able to zone off, it looks like a Pop-Tart member, last Gibraltar on the team, making his way into the zone and gets picked off fairly easily. So just to get some free KP for the Cheez-It boys. So as they make their way into zone, looks like there's, they're just looking for kills. There's vibing. They get a scan out from the Bloodhound, find another lone Gibraltar on this east-south side of the zone, and get some good damage into him. He's by himself, so they're just collapsing on him now. This is pretty much free KP at this point. But Rakanishu going in for the melee kill. Gotta love it here. Unfortunately, gets knocked, but his team is going to be right behind him to back him up, and they're actually able to pick up that kill and secure the res. Team Cheez-Its next engagement is in thermal station as well, as they fight off against Team Rice Krispies Treats. Let's see who's able to take this team fight. And here we have Team Cheez-Its making the aggression onto this house, and it looks like it's Team Rice Krispies Treats that they're going to be fighting with in this one. Prodigy Ace is getting the high ground in the building. He does have that Peacekeeper, able to get a nice armor swap onto the purple here, but it's not even going to matter because Rakanishu is absolutely wreaking havoc of this Rice Krispies roster here as they finish off this team fight. But in doing so, they're not only just finishing off that fight, they're also looking to where they're going to rotate on the next zone. And here we have Team Cheez-Its in the final fight of the night in game number 4 as they square off against Team Rockstar. Let's see how this fight ended up. And here we have the final team fight for game number 4, and it's Team Cheez-Its versus Team Rockstar in a straight up 3v3 situation. And it's all going to be about pride for this one. Who's going to clutch up? And the answer is Matt Pickett. Matt Pickett clutches up on this right side and is able to get the initial knock on a Joey Blackout, but unfortunately also gets traded out by Prodigy Aces. Now, ultimately, this creates a 2v1 situation while Peach gets traded out by Rakanishu and Prod. Prod, the most healthiest player on the team, actually loses a duel here against Tech on the high ground with the Massive, which ultimately makes Rakanishu in a 1v1 situation with Tech. Both of these players have played for Team Rockstar in the past, so this one's about pride. Who's going to win it? And the answer is Tech with that jumping Massive to allow Rockstar to take game number 4. All right, guys, Tuesday was an absolute blast. It was sick, but we also got to watch how Team Cheez-Its played on our pro night on Wednesday. Let's see how that worked out for them. Here we are in game number 2 on pro night with Team Cheez-Its as they do their initial drop and land in Lava City. They get contested by an open team. Let's see how this one pans out. Here we have Team Cheez-Its getting contested off spawn. Rakanishu gets the initial knock onto the first member of this open roster. Now, looks like Joey Blackout follows up fairly quickly, getting the second knock onto the Bloodhound, and it's just easy pickings for Team Cheez-It now as they hunt down the last member of this open roster, and it's just free KP at this point. One lone Caustic in a corner just gets absolutely decimated. Here we have Team Cheez-Its making the rotation from Lava City all the way over to the Harvester side where they meet up with Team Razor and Third Impact. And here we have Team Cheez-Its spotting out an enemy Gibraltar dome, and they see these two teams duking it out. They have the gunshot information already and as well as the kill feed. So they see the trades coming out as Rakanishu pops Beast to the hunt as they full send into the situation to try to get as much KP as possible. And here we have Rakanishu getting out some initial shots, finding one of the members of Third Impact as he ultimately goes down here with nowhere to go. Wiping out that final member of Third Impact lets them know there's only one more team here that's probably not healthy. So they want to keep the aggression going as they spot out the last member of Team Razor, and Zeratricky goes down, ultimately giving Team Cheez-Its the KP for this team fight. And here we have Team Cheez-Its making the rotation from Harvester over to the staging side where they ultimately get into a team fight with Flashpoint and Pop-Tarts. And here we have an in-game 3v3v3 situation. Flashpoint's on the right in the building, and on the high ground we have Team Pop-Tart. Enemy Gibraltar ultimate is going to be coming down right on Team Cheez-Its. This is going to be devastating for them because they do not have a Gibraltar. Enemy Gibraltar is going to be popping his dome and full sending it onto him on this rock. So this is going to be an all-out trade-out play for Pop-Tarts and Cheez-Its going back and forth. But that leaves Flashpoint completely unpressured to come out of the building and just make the best out of the situation for them. They're just getting free KP because no one is paying attention to Flashpoint, and ultimately, Flashpoint takes the win. And here we have Team Cheez-Its in game number 3, landing at Lava City and making their way over to Geyser to fight against Team Rice Krispie Treats. What we have in this situation is Team Applejacks pinching Team Rice Krispie Treats alongside Team Cheez-Its. Team Cheez-Its ultimately gets one of these KP points from Stunny, and Applejacks ends up wiping out Team Rice Krispie Treats from the high ground. And here we have Team Cheez-Its actually making the rotation into Geyser, where they ultimately fight off against Team Pringles. Here we are with Team Cheez-Its, Prodigy Aces holding the high ground on this building of contention. Looks like they're gonna get a good bait and switch from Joey Blackout, trying to hold that high ground and not allow any members to kind of contest over on their side of the building. But with that being said, Caustic Trap on the door, and it looks like Pringles is just holding all sides of this building, trying not to get taken advantage of. But Prodigy Aces and Rakanishu here and Joey Blackout doing an amazing play. They get a double door kick on here and get the instant pick onto Pringles Presley. This is a huge initial pick for Team Cheez-Its because that's going to set the pace of this fight. As things slow down, they're just waiting to make their full initial push, and there we have it. They make their entrance into the building and ultimately wipe out the last member of Pringles. And here is Team Cheez-Its still in Geyser, and they're going to be pairing off against Team Los Carritos that come in for a third party. Coming off the Pringles fight, we have Los Carritos coming in hot for a third party, taking out Prodigy Aces almost instantly and leaving Rakanishu in a 1v3 situation to hold this building inside of Geyser. Ultimately, he's trading off back and forth against the Bloodhound, getting off some good initial damage. Now, what does he do next? He goes over, tries to pick up some banners for his team to potentially get a res later off in this circle. But Revenant pops his Q right in, and he's getting instantly traded out right here in the building still. Ultimately, they get wiped out by Los Carritos. And there you have it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Final Circle, because I know I did. We had a blast creating this for you guys. So if you guys enjoyed the content, go ahead and come back next week, because we're gonna be doing this each and every week for you guys.
Hey, shake it, kiddo. Love Dad. Whoa.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
It's Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws. They're Jumbo.
Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go. Cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go.
It's Jumbo. It's for snacking. It's Jumbo Snacks.
Cheez-It snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it.
And eating it.
They love them.
Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.